Luffy's new transformation in chapter 144 with his gear 5th is going to have no drawbacks on him, and his possible race that he's belonged to will be discussed in today's video. Today's discussion topic will be based upon Luffy's new devil fruit, or what his devil fruit actually is. So in chapter 144 of One Piece, which was, I have to say, it was fire, but all the hype that was built up for this chapter was totally worth it. It was the best chapter of maybe all of One Piece. I can just straight up go and say that. So moving from that, there was a lot of things to digest from this chapter. A lot of bombs and myths were launched on us. Oh man. So in this chapter, Luffy's devil fruit was the real name of Luffy's devil fruit was revealed, and it was not actually a paramecia fruit, but it was a mythical zoan, the Hito Hito no Mi model Nika, which is translated to the human fruit model Nika. So Nika is supposed to be a god in the One Piece verse, and that is what Luffy's devil fruit is based on. So what does his devil fruit, or mainly his awakening, his devil fruit, he pretty much named it Gear 5th, so it's not like a new form, like it is a new form, but it's awakened form of this. So what is it actually? So after reading the chapter, I found out that Luffy's Gear 5th is pretty much a mixture of the three popular theories that Luffy's devil fruit is a mixture of three popular theories that were in our fandom of One Piece. That is, number one is raisin fruit, which is pretty much like special paramecia or logia, where he can turn his own body into liquefied rubber and pretty much make his surroundings too, pretty much like Karakuri. The second theory was gigantification, and the third theory was the mythical type. It's pretty much what Oda has given us is pretty much the mixture of all three of them, where his actual devil fruit is a mythical zoan, but he can also tap into the power of changing the environment around him like a special paramecia, and also change his own body. Like, he just went this chapter from his skinny form to his buff form, and pretty much the biggest gear third, or the biggest partial expansion we've seen from Luffy, when he just grabbed Kaido and pretty much made him look like a snake. So it was it was just hilarious to see Luffy use his devil fruit like that. Like, he's always been like this. So now that we go to the design of this new form, it's pretty unclear because he keeps transforming from his skinny form to his buffed form just mid-attack. So the basic idea of his design for this Gear 5th is pretty much the last panel that we saw. His body is pretty much the same, and the only thing difference is his eyebrows, his eye, and his hair, which, like, his hair is completely on fire. Like, it's a glowing, not really a complete fire, but like gluey substance is just glowing in his head. His eyebrows and eyes are the biggest deal, because his eyes are the same pattern as Imu, Zunisha, and Mihawk, and his eyebrows are the same as Sanji's and all the Germa. So that pretty much brings a lot of questions. So is Luffy a Lunarian? So this is my theory based on what Luffy's actual race could be. All the D family that we have seen are pretty much humans, most of them, but there are some other races too, like the Jaguar. They are actually they are D family, but they are a part of the race called Giants too. So I think all the D family, the main ones, like the Jaguar, the Monkey D, the Porcus D, like, all of them are belonging to either an entire race or pretty much like they are hybrids. So Monkey D, I think, is a half Lunarian, or a complete Lunarian race of the D family. So that will make Garp, Dragon, Luffy, all of them Lunarians, or either hybrid Lunarians like Sanji, because they pretty much get the same criteria of Lunarians, like their skin tone, both Garp and Dragon pretty much has some darker tone to their skin, and Luffy is pretty much like this, a normal tan. So it may be a hybrid thing going on there. So this is my theory based on what Luffy's actual race is, and his fire powers. Because his fire powers are not to do anything with his devil fruit. Because the Gorosei themselves said that true power of this devil fruit is based on just rubber, no fire whatsoever. But still, even then, Luffy is still able to use fire. So I think this is the main reason why. How the design is, if I had to rank it on all Luffy's transformation, I think just the base of design will take a good number second position. Because the first for me is Snake Man. Snake Man in terms of just sheer design is just the best. It can not give any competition whatsoever. If in future Luffy gets like transform his own body to a giant state or something like that, okay, then it might be a competition. So, but until then, Snake Man is still the coolest looking form. And the second position is obviously Gear 5th. Now to go to the $1 billion question. Will Luffy have any drawbacks from his new transformation in Gear 5th? So here I'm going to bet it. He's not going to have any drawbacks from this transformation. It's mainly because of his entire concept of having no limitation, getting the most freedom. So this is the main point of my theory on Luffy, why Luffy will not have any limitations to this ability. Like, he may have drawbacks, but like after the fight he might feel a bit tired or dizzy because from all the attacks that he took from Kaido. Like, he's been taking punishments after punishments, but he's not going to have any direct side effects from his own transformation. That's what I believe. Because the way he was acting, like all the other transformations, like this transformation is completely different. Like his attitude, mainly his attitude is completely different from the other transformations. Because when he went to like Gear 2nd, 3rd or 4th, when he didn't really master them, he was a complete serious. Like, his attitude was completely serious. Like, he knows that he has limitations from this on his transformations. So you have to finish this fight fast. So he went to complete serious mode. But with this, he's just playing around. Like, it's pretty much second nature to him. Like, how he's changing the ground, pretty much gigantic, like massively increasing one of his parts of his body. Like, it's pretty much second nature to him at this point. So I think, and you can take the feeling that he's actually trying to like prolong the fight. He's trying to enjoy it. And if he had any limitations from this ability, he wouldn't have done anything like this. He would have just went straight for the kill. But I think this is the main reason why Luffy will not have any drawbacks. And also another reason that I have to give is because of the SSG. Luffy has to deal with SSG after he deals with Kaido, so he has to have at least a bit of strength left to deal with them. Now I am telling why he's going to deal with them, because now you may be telling that Luffy does not have to deal with SSG, he can just run away from that island. But you have to think, Luffy after this arc is going to establish his position as one of the emperors of the sea. And just the emperor of the sea just running away from Marines right after he got one of his biggest victory of his career is not a good way to represent his character. So this is why I think, and this may be the perfect moment for Luffy to declare war. It may be the perfect moment for Luffy to declare Wano country as his territory, when he has the world government right in front of him. He can pretty much draw them out and declare this nation and also himself as one of the 4 emperors. Like, he's already one of the 4, he's already one of the 5 emperors. Now he will establish this position like that. So with that, today's discussion video is finished. Waterfist signing out. Take care, everyone.